What's going on YouTube? Cheatmaster55 here, coming at you with a new deck profile. I first off want to apologize for the lack of videos. I've been screwing up a lot recently, not uploading. I feel bad about it. And I want to try and get back into it. That being said, I apologize. School's been really heavy, but it's finally got around to spring break. Got some free time. Was able to go to some Yugioh tournaments, and thought I would show a deck profile on my Undefeated Qliphort build that I played yesterday. At a pretty big locals. I was really surprised. I went to a new place with some friends, and we had a great time playing, and I was able to go completely undefeated with this build, playing against decks like Necros, Shadalls, actual meta decks. So I thought I'd go over my build. At the end, we'll talk about the matchups, how everything went, and how certain cards played out, and just give you my whole opinion on a build that I think is actually, in my opinion, this is the most optimal Qliphort build for the new ban list. Which of course did really hinder the deck, but I still feel like it's easily the second most powerful deck. Like, it's saying a lot, but I still feel that it's that powerful. Very close, I'd say it's a close call between this and Burning Abyss for second best. Of course, Necro is still being very prominent, but honestly, I think this deck is just phenomenal, even with the hits that it took. So that's enough blabbering. Let's get into the profile itself. Starting things off with two Qliphort scouts, obviously. I wish it was at 3, but you know, some hits had to be made, and that was obviously, I guess, one of them that Konami saw fit. Still run the 1 Monolith. First turn killer plays with this on board are just crazy, getting a draw 3 during the end phase. Just so good. Moving on, 3 Qliphort Helix and 3 Carrier, both serving the same purpose for the tribute effects. Very powerful, and especially having Helix as a 9 scale now, all the more reason to run it at 3. Although its tribute effect is a little less relevant against Necros because of the lack of back row, it's still very powerful. Things like Talonites, Yosenjus, even Burning Abyss, setting a lot of back row now. And in combination with Stealth can make for huge power plays, basically just stopping them from activating their back row, which is great if they're holding it for a card like Disc or Shell, and you end up summoning Stealth, and really throws them off. That being said, moving on to the bigger guys, you got 2 Stealth, such a powerful card. I can't see why people would cut this. Now, having a higher monster count is important because you did lose cards like Sacrifice, and of course you lost 1 copy of Scout. So bumping up the monster lineup for people who didn't play before, now's the perfect time for you to finally have a reason to try it out, and I of course disagree with not running it in the first place. I think it's a super powerful card, and I really love it. Its effect is just phenomenal, and against Burning Abyss Necros, it's just so powerful. Next, 2 disc, OTK potential, still very relevant, very powerful, very necessary, and I think 2 disc is perfect. I run a ratio of 2, 2, and 2 for all the big guys, so moving on, got 2 Shell. Having extra 9 scales is really important. It's good for plays with trampoline links, and since we only have 2 scout now, you gotta be very careful with your resources. And having those extra 9s in there can just be really helpful. Not to mention that its effect, the piercing and attacking twice, is just so powerful. It's really hard to ignore. It's just really great effect. So that's it for the Qliphort Monsters, the Qliphort Pendulum Monsters. Next, play 2 trampoline links. So powerful. Basically opening with Scout and another Qliphort means it can mean first turn killer in so many different ways. It just makes those plays super powerful, and it makes life so easy when you can just summon a killer and your opponent just can't play. It's a shame that it can be that easy sometimes, but it's just really good and really powerful, and it's awesome that this deck still has that capability. So still run the 2 trampoline links. And I do run the 1 main deck Towers killer, same difference. Up the monster count since my last build, which makes this card just as easy to get out as when we had 3 Scout and 3 Sacrifice. I mean, of course, it's still a struggle compared to before, but it's not impossible. It's still really relevant to be playing this card when it's just an auto win against so many decks. And for the last monsters, I run 2 main deck Effect Failure. Effect negation, especially against decks like Necros, Talonites, it's perfect to have a hand trap like this. Holding a card in your hand can be perfect, not only as a hand trap, but for Mind Crush, it gives you something to hang on to, which is really good, really relevant. So that's it for the monster lineup. It's pretty self-explanatory. I like my ratios. I feel like they're actually perfect right now. I really wouldn't change them for anything on the Qliphort Monsters. I'm just liking it all together. I'm loving this build. So that's that. Moving on to the spells. 3 upstart. Super important. 37 card deck. You gotta run it. You gotta get to Scout as fast as possible. Same thing with 3 Summoners are. Just get to that Scout. Main deck 2 Storm. This card's still really powerful. Just blowing up your own Pendulum scale, filling up the extra deck, and then going to Pendulum summon them all back is super powerful, as well as just wiping out your opponent's back row. Opening this card against Yosenju Satalanite's decks that set a bunch mirror match, you basically can just savage your opponent and go in for a huge play and just going for the kill right there. And of course, in combination with Sacrifice, these 2 cards are just amazing together. Opening Scout and Storm can mean wiping out as many as 2-3 back row of your opponent, and getting a search back for another Scout, and just going back to Pendulum, summon all those monsters. It's super relevant and very powerful. And of course, for the last spell, I do main deck the 1 Raigeki out to the Jin, even though that's not a super huge problem for this deck. We have lots of ways to out it. Or normal summons can overly compensate for Jin plays sometimes, and if you're able to stop your opponent from trishing you, then you're basically in the clear. And with the traps and the hand traps, it's pretty easy to do to stop your opponent from trishing you. So that's it for the spell lineup. Now move on to the traps. 3 Mind Crush. Like I was saying, the traps help you stop getting trished, stop Valk so you can kill your opponent. It's just perfect. This card is so powerful. Opening 2 can mean game for so many people. It's such a powerful card, and I see no reason not to run it. I always relate it back to Dust Shoot just because of how powerful looking at your opponent's hand can be. It's just an overall savage card. It's really good. After that, when 3 Fiendish Chain, it's amazing for effect negation, and stopping that attack can be really important. This is another means of stopping Trish, stopping cards like that, and getting your plays off, and keeping your... Sometimes you need to keep something alive, you can't get attacked, you gotta keep yourself alive. Fiendish Chain can stop those attacks and just keep you going. 2 Mirror Force can blow out the mirror match, can blow out your Senjus, and can even blow out Necros. Your opponent's not playing careful enough, they can walk right into it and it can just be easy. Easy as that, wiping out 2-3 monsters your opponent has just because they're playing carelessly is awesome. And of course, we have to run them. The 1 of Traps now are the most powerful cards in the deck, Vanity's Emptiness and Skill Drain. Sucks that they're at 1 now, but I guess I can see what Konami was doing and had to be done. These cards are just obscenely powerful, so I think that it's fair that they're at 1 now, but still no reason not to play them. They're way too powerful. So that's everything for the main deck. I'll move on to the extra deck because it's not very relevant. I have to say that my 101 is on loan right now. I'm getting that back as soon as possible. But I wanted to do this profile because I wanted to tell everyone about this new Qliphort build that I'm really loving, and I feel like that this should be the standard for how Qliphort should be played now. These kind of ratios really make for ideal hands, and just ideally how you want to be playing the deck. So just your staple rank 4s: Castel, Sidon, Rebel, Cowboy, Rhapsody, Dweller, Ragna Zero, Direwolf. All pretty self-explanatory. Moving on to 5s, we got Shark Fortress, Volca, Durandal, Tiras. I run 1/6 just to strike Bouncer because it's technically possible. I run the 1 Nat Beast just because I was running Recover and E-Telly on the side, but I'm actually not doing that right now. I'm waiting to pick up the E-Telly, so once I do, then this will be live once again. That's everything for the extra. Moving on to the side, I'll go through it quick because it still needs a lot of work, but 3 Maxi, self-explanatory, special summoning, very relevant, get those pluses off it. 3 MST, mirror match, good against the Talonites when they put in their anti-spells and they're maining them. It's basically just your means of saying no and being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh, so it's kind of very important. 3 Stormforth, very relevant against the Necros matchup because you can sack over the Jin Lock or you can just sack over anything they leave on the board. It can be very savage and can be very powerful. So it's also amazing in the mirror match, of course. Sacrifice your opponent's monster, sack over it, and just go for a huge power play from there. 1 book, because I'm not maining it, just put it on the side. 3 Curse Seal, Forbidden Spell. This card's almost always live because your Pendulum's kind of spells. Of course, you don't want to ditch them necessarily, but sometimes the pros outweigh the cons when you're playing against a deck like Necros or Shaddoll's. I haven't actually tested this card yet, but in theory I like it, and it's something I plan on testing in the future. And of course, 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. I want to bump this up to 3. I'll probably be dropping the book out of the side for the 3rd once I pick it up. So that's the whole deck, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys like this video. Please, if you do, give it a thumbs up. Leave what you change or your own opinion down in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about Qliphorts, how they're going to be doing this format. Like I said, I think they're still obscenely powerful. So many people say this deck is dead, and I disagree. At the tournament yesterday, I faced off against Necros, Shaddolls, play against some other decks like Lightsworns and Batterymen. Basically, I was able to clear right through them. Even the Necros, I was able to stop them from properly playing. And this matchup was already very fair. Necros versus Qliphorts. Qliphorts usually had the advantage, and now you'd think that Necros would be back to having the advantage, but honestly, it's pretty easy to work around your opponent, especially with all the main deck hate. It's just super powerful, super relevant, and I feel like this deck is just really good in general. So that's everything, guys. Thank you for watching. 2-55, signing out.